This video will give you tips on how to save water. Water rates in San Diego have gone up. This causes water bills to rise too. This is a very important subject because it affects the rent of your unit. Best Property only covers a certain amount of the total water bill. The remaining will be divided among the units to pay for. These are the 2017 monthly water budgets for all buildings. Please take this time to pause the video to see how much your apartment will be covered. Best Property allocates water based on the size of the unit. A one-bedroom unit will have a water budget for 3 people, and a two-bedroom unit will have a water budget for 5 people. Any additional person would have to pay a monthly extra person charge of $50. If the water bill remains too high, management will be forced to increase the rent. Keeping the water costs low can help management keep the rent low and help save you money. We will now focus on tips on how to save water. We will focus on the bathroom, kitchen, laundry room, and notifying the management. We will now talk about ways to save water in the bathroom. Do not unnecessarily flush the toilet or use it as a trash can. Flush only when needed. Number 2, do not keep the water on while brushing your teeth. Simply use the water to rinse your toothbrush. Tip number 3, reduce shower lengths to around 5 minutes and don't leave the shower on during soap and shampoo. Check for leaks in the sink pipe. To do this, you want to turn on the faucet, then go down to the cabinet and check if the pipe is leaking. If the pipe is not leaking, there is no leak, but if the pipe is leaking, there is. This is how you check for a leak in the toilet. First, flush the toilet. Then wait for about 30 seconds or so. If water continues to go from the tank to the bowl for a long time, there is a leak. This issue can easily be solved. Step 1. Gently push down on the handle. Step 2. Gently push back up on the handle. Now, if this technique still doesn't work, there is a leak and you must report it to management. For leaks in the shower and sink faucet. This can be done by simply observing if the faucets are leaking. If you do see a leak, locate the shutoff valve underneath the sinks. After that, report it as soon as possible to your residential manager. Now we will talk about ways to save water in the kitchen. Number 1, do not keep the water on as you wash the dishes. Simply use the water to rinse the plates and turn it off as you scrub in soap. Step number 2, check for leaks. As explained in the last video, you can see how to check for leaks. If you do see a leak, make sure to shut off the valve underneath the sinks and report it as soon as possible to your residential manager or the main office. Laundry room. Step 1, always wash with a full load. And the second tip is to use the cold water setting. Now we will talk about ways to report to management. These are the 2017 monthly water budgets for all buildings. Go ahead and pause the video to see how much of the budget is for your apartment. It is important to understand your lease. In every single lease, it will clearly state how much of the water budget will be covered. Pause the video to see exactly what is being stated. Please note that every 2 weeks the company will analyze the water bill and any amount exceeding the designated water budget will be divided and charged to all units. In addition, no occupant not listed on the lease is permitted to reside in the unit. Your rental agreement does not allow subleasing. If you see extra people living in a unit, report it. There will be a paper on the door of every unit that tells how many people live there. If you notice that in a one-bedroom apartment there are more than 3 people, or in a 2-bedroom apartment there are more than 5 people, please report it. Also report if you notice your neighbors having overnight guests for over 3 days. Report any water wasting activities. If you see car washing leaks, please make sure to report it. If you do see a leak, you can do this by locating the shutoff valve underneath the sinks and then reporting it as soon as possible to your residential manager or call main office. Please check that your unit has aerators on faucets and flappers in the toilets. If you are missing any of these, please report to your residential manager or call main office at 408-254-3636. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, contact your residential manager or call main office. Thank you for watching.